Guys, we have an urgent breaking news coming out. President Donald plans to speak directly with Nicolas Maduro despite labeling him a T. We talking about you know what. So no date is set, but officials say the US president and Venezuelan leader, the call is now in the planning stages. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. At the same time, there are birds in the sky. Another F-18 has shown west further north than the N/A, making this the 6th F/A-18 plus 2-time E-2s, 1-time B52. So you got some F-18s and B-52s out there. And man, this is it's not looking good. Here's another one. F-18s showed up near La Blanquilla Island, making 5-time. Is Donald talking to him, telling him, hey, it's your last warning? This is your last warning. Here's another one. Four-time F/A-18s, 2-time E-2Ds, and the B-52 now showing off. Hashtag Venezuela. Man. Today has been nothing but B-52s and Venezuela. Now we have at least 3 F/A-18s along the B-52. So you guys get the picture. There's a lot of birds out there. A lot of birds. Okay, so let's go with the Axios is putting out this news here. The U.S. commander has told his advisors he's planning to speak directly with Nicolas, even as the U.S. designated the Venezuelan leader Monday as the head of the T organization, administration official tells Axios. Wow. So Donald's decision is an important milestone in his gunboat diplomacy aimed at Venezuela, and could be a sign that the U.S. missile strikes or direct military action on land are not imminent, those sources say. Nobody is planning to go in and shoot, or snatch him at this point. I wouldn't say never, but that's not the plan right now, according to one official familiar with the discussion. In the meantime, we're going to blow up boats shipping products. We're going to stop the drug operation. So at least 83 have been taken out in 21 separate missile strike on boats that allegedly were carrying some product during the U.S. military action in the Caribbean known as Operation Southern Spear. So word of U.S. President interest in talking coincides with the State Department decision Monday to label an alleged gang in Venezuela as the Foreign Tea Organization, which provides the U.S. more of a pretext to take military action in and around the South American nation. It's just crazy how Joe allowed these individuals to come in for the past 4 years, and he knew about this country. He knew about the people that was coming to our Sleeping Giant country, putting Sleeping Giant citizens at risk. I don't know how people go for the blue, but man. Also Monday, you have General Dan, the military brains behind Southern Spear, visited Puerto Rico, where as many as 10,000 troop sailors and pilots are stationed. The big picture. Officially, Southern Spear is a drug interdiction force. Unofficially, it's about regime change in Caracas, which Axios first reported before Donald returned to office in January. We have covert operation, but it's not designed to take out Nicholas. It's designed to stop these gang, a White House official said. But if Nicholas leaves, we will not shed a tear. Wow. No date has been set for Donald and Nicholas' call, which is in the planning stages, one U.S. official told Axios. No one would hazard a guess as to what the president will say to Nicholas or how he plans to say it. The clinch, all options are on the table applies. Nicholas is I'm going to skip that name there, always led with the word if you want to represent the president thinking, the administration official said. The diplomats tell us that Nicholas is going to say, trust me, I'll have no election in 3 years. You can come and have all the oil. I'll stop sending it to Russia. He has said many things like that over many years, and he never keeps his promise. So the diplomat tell us we should be suspicious. The oil-rich Venezuela has long been an opponent of the U.S. and has helped prop up Cuba's, I'm going to skip that name, which furnishes security that helped install Nicholas in 2013 and keep him in power. Venezuela also is an ally of Iran, the Red Dragon, and the Bear Russia. Now, part of the challenge of persuading Nicholas to leave, U.S. officials say, is that his Cuban handlers might execute him if he yields to American pressure and quits. Man. So Cuba is it seems like Cuba is the master plan for Venezuela. Donald's first term in 2020, Nicholas was indicted by the Justice Department as a leader of the group and called the gang, or you know what, Nicholas has denied the charges and said the group is a fiction. Venezuela leader and military have publicly been linked to the group since at least January 2007. Some good stuff coming out today. At the same time, you got B52 bombers and F-18s out there. Alright, so reality check. Critics of Donald Venezuela policy repeatedly have tried to blame Secretary of State and National Security Advisor Marco Rubio for the military buildup. But the administration officials say Rubio was put in a twin position because he reflects what Donald wants. The hawk in Venezuela is the U.S. commander, followed by White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, followed by Marco Rubio. A third U.S. official said in 2019, when Donald was considered military action in Venezuela after Nicholas stole Venezuela presidential election, Rubio talked the president out of it by saying there weren't enough military assets in the region to effectively pressure Nicholas. Today, Donald has that option. Officials say Rubio and Kane, the chairman of Joint Chief of Staff, have stitched together an operation to preserve operationality for the president. Rubio has purged and minimized the State Department, national security bureaucracies, a personnel who objects to Donald's aggressive style on foreign policy. The timeline. Before launching Sudden Spear, Donald played good cop, bad cop with Nicholas by appointing advisor Rick to act as a friendly envoy to Venezuela. Nicholas offered up his country's riches to the U.S., the New York Times reported in October, which Donald said was a sign that Nicholas realized you don't want to mess around with the U.S. Wow. But Nicholas wanted to remain in power, and that was a non-starter for Donald, officials say. Last week, after more entreaties from Venezuela, Donald said he may be having some discussion with Nicholas, and we'll see how that turns out. So what's next? Since then, the president has made up his mind to speak directly with Nicholas, the sources said. And there's more talk about talking and less talk about bombing. I see a diplomatic solution as being very likely, one Donald advisor said. Donald hasn't said this in as many words, but he wants his legacy to be that he did everything he could to stem the flow of these drugs pouring into our sleeping giant. So once again, this is a very important breaking news here. Donald ready to talk with Nicholas over Venezuela strike. Basically his last phone call with Nicholas. Countries are, again, not declining, but flights are being canceled. You got multiple countries, flights are not headed towards Venezuela no more. That's a sign. You got these B52 just flying all over the place. Give me a second. Let me see if there's any more information here. So yeah, look at this. 5 minutes ago. A U.S. Air Force B52 Stratofortress long-range strategic bomber assigned to the bomber barons of the 23rd Bomb Squadron, 5th Bomb Wing, going by the call sign Pappy 11. We talked about that one. Is currently conducting a show of force off the coast of Venezuela, escorting by several F-18s. F Super Hornets from the USS Gerald R. Ford and Pappy. Ooh, that's really close. That is really close. That big bird is out there already. Now remember, guys, I just posted a video that there were 2 that turned around, went back to U.S. base. But Pappy 11 is out there. Pappy 11 is basically sending a message to Nicholas. Here we go, Pappy 11. The B-52 Pappy 11 being watched by 70,000 people. My goodness. 70,000 people keeping an eye on this one here. Let me take a screenshot of this one. They're keeping an eye on this. So you got a combination, possibly Venezuelans and some others. They're keeping an eye. I mean, they're watching this right now. It's not looking good. Look at all this news here just breaking out. U.S. commander has told his advisor he's planning to speak directly with Nicholas, even as the U.S. designated the Venezuelan leader Monday as the head of a T organization. They go that B-52. I think that's the B-52 if I'm not mistaken. But yep, they out there. This is getting really, really hot. Look at this one here. It is extremely rare for the E-2 Hawkeyes and F-18 to have their ADS-B turned on while conducting aircraft carrier operations. This is 100% planned and by design. They are currently remaining in international airspace. They are very... Hold on. Give me a second here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I see something here. That is really... Rhino. Look at Rhino. That is really close to Caracas. That is really close to Caracas. That is really close to Caracas. That's the capital of Venezuela. That's really close. They're really sending a message. Wow. You got the B52. You got you got the most powerful ones out there. F-18 Super Hornets, B52s. I don't know, guys. I just feel like something is going to hit really hard. That is really close to the capital. Man. Alright, guys. I'm going to leave it here, but I will bring you some more updates later tonight. But, yeah. I never seen anything like that. But, definitely World War III situation that could hit the fan in our backyard. Donald is possibly trying to talk to him and say, this is your last warning, man. But I will keep you updated. Check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.